Welcome to the channel, Trader Jan speaking. We have Sunday, Easter Sunday, the 5th of April. And with that video, I'm going to do a review of the trades from last week. Thursday, I did not trade on Friday, was Good Friday. And the CME only opened half the day. And first of all, we're going to review the locations, which we defined as part of the market preparation. Feel free to watch that video separately. And then we're going to review the trades which I took during that day. Now, looking at the locations first, this is Friday here, so we don't take that one into consideration. We defines the locations around that time here. So shouldn't be too proud of ourselves if we have hit that one well. And yeah, maybe that one here as well. So, but nevertheless, if we look at the locations like afterwards, this one was quite a good hit. This location was a good hit, and then we got that one here as well, right? And the move behind between those. So location-wise, the methodology I'm using seems to work out. Looking at the trades, it looks more like I need to trust those locations as well. Having said that, there's one location here where I really don't know why I put it here, because it should have been, I would say, more towards the bottom here, where the main volume was. However, overall location setting, not too bad. Let's look at the heat map, at the market map. At that point in time, actually, when we did the locations, that was the situation. So we had some volume here. Yeah, it's a bit misleading now because the current day is being shown in its own heat map, independent of what happened before. All this part here is being shown relative to each other. So if you see the colors here, then that means they make all sense among each other. However, that video is not about the market map. That's about the review of the trading day. So looking at the trades which I took, and this one here is essentially, let me increase that one here, and let me take this one out here. So we have a bit more space. So we look at the day of Thursday. I marked those trades in the separate boxes. I like to do a thorough review of how I traded, what the thoughts were, and then I mark those areas here in the chart. Now, that's a European session here. So at with the red border, those were losses. With the green border, those were winners. So I did some trades, 4 trades in the European session, and then 4 trades in the American session. This year was more like a test, so I would not really count that one. The overall trade results, let's switch to that screen. Those are the overall trade results. Over the whole day, I had 296 ticks in plus. I started those with the European session trades, the first 4, which summed up in 56 ticks plus, and the American session then in the remainings. So this Excel sheet, by the way, is coming from short back from an indicator here. I programmed this to call the account statistics indicator. That one is exporting automatically all the trades which I'm doing. At the moment, they are done. So I don't rely on any internal statistics or something. I just want to, I use the statistics module of Dashboard. For detailed analysis, I prefer to have those as a separate information. Plus a short deep dive into the account statistics indicator. What it does here, what I calculate is actually during the time, what would the maximum profit would have been in that time as 350 ticks, and what would have been the maximum loss in that time as 213 ticks. Oh no, that's the dollar. It's 426 ticks in maximum loss and a maximum win in 698. So that's the dollar value here, and that the other one is the tick value. So having said that, let's jump back to the chart. I don't want to take this one too long, but if I look at the trades here at the beginning, it was a short trade, and I just should have trusted my location. I entered rightly, that was broken. It came back and I entered somewhere here. And then that would have been a nice 270 ticks if I would have trusted my locations and if I would have trusted the move. Now, right after that, I don't know why I did that. So this is a minus 38 ticks, and then I did a long in a clear short price action situation. So that's not how it should be. And here, still a clear short. I guess I anticipated too much, and then I ended here with a short. Actually, I think I ended here with a short, and instead of trusting it a little bit more, I went out of it with minus 8 ticks. I guess that was a good decision because it was the change towards a long market change. So then here at 51 ticks and plus, that was, I think, more speculation and looking at how long it could have gone, like 270 ticks more. But that's short before the location. I have no clue why I did that. I better should have waited until this situation here and then taking some ticks plus. But it is America, it's the European time. Like alone, this one here took 10 minutes. This one here, that trade took 26 minutes. So that's, yeah. Now, here I tried a long, I guess, in anticipation of what happened here. The market came back to the location, was in a long price action, and then I went long, but it went against me. The good news is that I changed my mind immediately and said, okay, now price action short term has changed. So what about going short at that time? Let's zoom in here a little bit more. So when the market bounced off here, I stepped in here because the market went down and up again. So I stepped in here, but then I let it go into the stop loss. And then I saw, okay, price action indeed changed, and I went into the trade. Wanted to wait until here, but it didn't happen. Would have done 300 ticks, but instead I went then out of that trade once there was this little short pullback, and then the market went fire up, so that market dynamics changed. and I went out here. So that is a 148 ticks plus. And as you can see here, yeah, I should have waited more, or should have gone into the long, tralala. But this is one of those examples here. You have long-term price action, and clearly it's bouncing off this layer here. Don't underestimate the size of it here. That's 120 ticks. It's bouncing off that layer here, and then it goes further. So this one here would have been a nice second entry. This one here would have been a nice entry too, with a stop loss off 62. With my normal stop loss of 100, that would have been safe. Either here or entering here. Here is too late, but here would have been a good entry until that side, mid 300 ticks plus. But yeah, didn't happen, didn't do it, so c'est la vie. Now here, clearly long-term long price action, markets went back, got pushed back. The buyers jumped in here. Remember, the buyers jumped in here, so I went into the trade. It went against me for quite a bit. I was quite nervous at the time, but the market absorbed here massively. So even though it was like a lot of like minus delta, each of the bars minus 200 delta, but it got absorbed. It didn't move the market further down. So then after that one, I could have tried a second entry here because that's a huge move for 200 delta. I went out of the trade up here because it got a little bit suspicious, this big move here with not a lot of volume. So I went out of the trade manually. Sure enough, I could have waited, oh yeah, maybe up until here, blah, blah, blah. But no, that's what I'm actually not too unproud of. Then here, I don't know what I was thinking here, because going into a short here, okay, overall price action here, yes, but short-term price action was actually changing. So it was more like speculation. Okay, it grabbed the liquidity here and goes further back down here. But yeah, that could have been another, like here, that's the first price action changed. And here, once the market goes above that one here, I could have entered to the VWAP deviation or even to the location. But I'm not sure if I would have been, no, actually would have been stopped out here because the market came back with 173 ticks. But I would have gone out here already in this thing. So that was the review of the day. Overall, we had 296 ticks in plus. I guess major learnings were let it run until the next location. A second entry is good as well after confirmation for sure, and especially after you get a confirmation from the price action. Respect the short-term price action and don't anticipate. Wait until the market shows its hands. So for those, thanks for watching. And next video coming up is the preparation for the next upcoming week for trading, having the morning market preparation. Thanks for watching and bye bye.